Sam Vaknin. Addicted to mixed signals? Trauma bonding? Not trauma, not bonding.
Should define these words so that we can at some point agree on common terminology. Let's start with addiction. According to the American Psychological Association Dictionary of Psychology, addiction is a state of psychological and or physical dependence on the use of drugs or other substances such as alcohol, or on specific activities or behaviors. For example, returning to your abuser time and again. That's a behavioral pattern, and you're addicted to it. You can't help it. It's irresistible. It's overpowering.
What would you tell a man who can scroll for hours but can't work for 10 minutes and hates himself for it every night?
Nothing.
Tell him his brain is...
Fuck off.
The term, says the dictionary, is often used as an equivalent term for substance use disorder or substance dependence and can be applied to non-substance related behavioral addiction, such as sex, exercise, and gambling. So, addiction is the right way to regard trauma bonding, because what do we have here? We have a self-harming behavior, exactly like drinking, exactly like doing drugs, exactly like gambling. It's a self-harming behavior. You can't let go of the abuser. You're addicted to the abuser. You're intoxicated by the abuser's gaze. This creates in you dependency on the abuser. Only the abuser can idealize you, and only the abuser can grant you access to this idealized image, which makes you feel so good, so superior perhaps because you're a bit narcissistic, so safe, so loved, so accepted, so acknowledged and seen. Something that you've missed all your life is suddenly handed over to you on a silver platter. And the price you have to pay, the only cost, is to suffer the intermittent phases of abuse and demeaning and denigrating and degrading you and so on. It's a small price to pay. And so there's an addiction here. And the addiction has nothing to do with bonding. Here is how the dictionary defines bonding: the process in which attachments or other close relationships are formed between individuals, especially between mother and infant. An early positive relationship between mother and a newborn child is considered by some theorists to be essential in establishing unconditional love on the part of the parent, as well as security and trust on the part of the child. In subsequent development, bonding establishes friendship and trust. As you can see, trauma bonding has nothing to do, not even a single element in common with bonding. It's not bonding. You're not addicted to the abuser. You're not addicted to the abuse, obviously. You're addicted to something that the abuser can give you, and only the abuser can give you. You're no more addicted to your pusher than you're addicted to the abuser. You're not addicted to the pusher, you're addicted to the drug. You're not addicted to the abuser, you're addicted to the idealization. And you're willing to suffer the devaluation phase in order to transition, yet again, to return to an idealization phase. What about the trauma element in trauma bonding? Here is how trauma is defined in the dictionary. It's an authoritative dictionary, the most authoritative dictionary. So here's how it's defined. Trauma is any disturbing experience that results in significant fear, helplessness, dissociation, confusion, or other disruptive feelings intense enough to have a long-lasting negative effect on the person's attitudes, behaviors, and other aspects of functioning. Traumatic events include those caused by human behavior, for example, rape, war, industrial accidents, as well as by nature, for example, earthquakes. And they often challenge an individual's view of the world as just, safe, and a predictable place. Again, you see that this has absolutely nothing to do with trauma bonding. We have just established that trauma bonding is not about bonding It's not about trauma. It's an addiction to grooming, an addiction to idealization, an addiction to the falsity of your perfection, an addiction to the abuser's gaze when he looks at you as if you were some goddess or some divine figure. You become addicted to it. It's intoxicating. It's irresistible. You want more of it. Of course, you keep returning to the only source, to the monopoly, to the only one who can grant you access to these emotions. And this is the abuser. The abuser therefore uses what we call intermittent reinforcement, and you are addicted